Hi there. Let's take a look at the hardware and software required to create digital paintings. First of all, you need a digital canvas to paint on. Most artists paint on a standard computer monitor, but I prefer to use a large HDTV. This one is a 47-inch Vizio. If you're a beginner, you probably don't need something this big, but I will recommend it to artists who want to work on a more professional level. Why? Well, there's two distinct advantages. One is the size. It's way bigger than your average computer monitor, so you don't have to zoom in and zoom out when you're working on something and pan around. You can just work on it full size. Plenty of room for all these palettes, and it's just really nice. Also, the color is very accurate. I find that when I print work created on my HDTV, the color is very consistent, and it's important that your colors appear accurately on screen, because if they don't, then there's a good chance that when you make a print, it's not going to turn out the way you thought it was going to look. The colors will shift, or it'll be too dark or too light, and that'd be no good. In addition to the HDTV, I have a standard 21-inch monitor. It comes in handy for storing windows and palettes and reference images. I also use it to gauge and calibrate color for my prints. By comparing one screen to the other, I can get a feel for how each of my images will look in print and on the average person's computer screen. It's good to get a feel for both. The second component you'll need is a computer. You probably have a computer, but unless it's fairly modern, it may not be capable of running digital painting software effectively. A lot of RAM memory and CPU processor power are required to make digital art, so you might need to upgrade some parts or maybe even buy a new system. If that's the case, if you're going to choose between Mac or PC, go with the one you're more comfortable operating. Don't just buy a Mac because everyone says, ooh, the Mac's better for graphic design or art or whatever, because that's not even true at all. I've used both Mac and PC. I'm more comfortable working on PC, so I'm not going to choose Mac just because somebody tells me it's better. I mean, there's really no difference other than the operating system. The hardware and software used in digital painting is compatible with both Mac and PC, so you don't have to worry about that. My current computer is PC with Windows 7. It's got a quad-core processor and 12 gigabytes of RAM memory. It runs Painter fairly smoothly, except for if I use an extra large canvas or extra large brushes, but it's going to bog down just about any computer. In another video, I'll go into more detail about other ways you can optimize your computer for digital painting. The third component needed is a drawing tablet, like this one I have here. And the most popular brand is Wacom, but you don't necessarily have to buy that brand. There's a lot of off brands that you can get that are just as good. This is a 9 by 12 inch. I think it's good to have a large surface area because you can do broader, wider gestures. Gives you more space to move around, and I think that's better. Doesn't have any fancy buttons or anything like some of the Wacom tablets do. It doesn't have touch pads and all that stuff. I don't even think that stuff's necessary. I don't use it. You can use your mouse and your keyboard to navigate just fine, so don't spend extra money just to get all that stuff. I would recommend getting at least an 8 by 6 inch tablet, but if you want to start out and get something smaller, or maybe you work from a laptop, it might be better just to start out with a smaller tablet. I like to have options, so I have this smaller one that I use with my laptop because it's really thin. I can bring it with me. It's not as comfortable to work on because you can see in comparison to the other tablet, it's quite a bit smaller, so the surface is like drawing on an envelope or something almost. And then working on the laptop screen isn't all that fun either. It's, once you get the palettes out and everything, there's not really much room to work. So I really prefer to work on a desktop if possible, but if you have a laptop set up, that's fine too. You can still do digital painting. A more powerful computer just means that Corel Painter is going to respond a little bit faster. But if you're a patient person, then it doesn't matter. You can still do digital painting just fine. So after you've got your tablet, you'll need some digital painting software. I'm using Corel Painter 12 here, but you can use other programs. There's a lot of free ones that are really good. ArtRage is very affordable. It has a lot of features that Corel Painter doesn't. I like it a lot. And then once you have your software installed and you have your tablet plugged in and hooked up, you can start drawing. And anything you draw on your tablet here is going to show up on screen. So for instance, let's put some paint on here. And the cool thing about this software is that you can use just about any medium you want. This is digital watercolor, and you'll see if you watch for a minute, it's kind of bleeding into the paper texture. It's a lot like working with real watercolor. It's really processor intensive, so it works kind of slow, but it's really fun to work with. If you're patient, it's a lot like working with real watercolor. But there's other mediums too. There's oils and chalk and pencil and acrylic, pretty much anything, and you can mix them all together. You don't have to clean up any mess, you don't have to buy any supplies and materials. It's all organized in one place, and you can just go in and just start working on it. So whether or not you're a experienced digital artist, or you're new to it, or you've never made art at all, even with traditional mediums, this is something really fun to check out, and it doesn't take that much to get into. You probably already have a computer, you just need to get a tablet. They're not that much, and most of the tablets come with free digital painting software trials, or you can download stuff online that's free that you can do digital painting with. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how you can get started doing it, or improve the setup that you have to step it up a notch and be more professional with your work. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to post another video about how to optimize your computer with some more additional parts to make it work even faster. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.